and we will see you downstairs.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, out in the water right now, 25-minute heats. Guilherme Tamega, multi-world champion, versus Amaury Lavernhe, 2010 world champion. Here we go. In the red, Guilherme Tamega. In the yellow, Amaury Lavernhe. Guilherme Tamega has 2 wins here in Arica. Amaury has yet to put a title under his belt here at the Arica Chilean Challenge. Dave Winchester,
Morning, Manny. How are you?
good morning. Could use a cup of coffee,
Yeah.
but all good. I mean, I'm awake.
Day 9.
Yeah, we're ready to rock and roll. So you walked up, you're ready to go. Dave Winchester, Manny V, giving you the live feed now from the Stealth Arica Chilean Challenge. Heat number 2 out in the water in red, Guilherme Tamega. In yellow, Amaury Lavernhe. So the conditions today, your take.
Yeah, they look a little slow. They the rights are really wide on the reef. So I mean, as I was walking up, I saw lots of them go unridden. But the boys, yeah, just sitting on the lefts and choosing those ones with the little bowls. Kind of, they're closing out a lot of the lefts today. But as you saw, Pierre in that last heat, just timed that one to a tee. Just got that barrel and just went up really high and got that nice flip and got that 8 and came out on top.
PLC advancing on to the quarterfinals. Here's another look at his scores.
It was a pretty high-scoring heat. It was pretty tight. I saw Dallas's reverse from like walking up the reef, like walking up the road there, and it looked pretty sick from our angle. But then I saw Pierre's from front on, and it was definitely deserved the score he got.
So PLC against Dallas Singer. Dallas Singer putting together a solid show with a solid air reverse, but it wasn't enough for to take out PLC. Taking a look, both riders.
This heat is an absolute cracker. Both these riders surf this wave amazing. GT and Amaury. GT looks like he might opt to go on this little right here. Not too sure if it's going to show him much form. He gets a clean little roll off the takeoff. He wants something big here, and if it's bowling in, he might get it. It's a little kind of gubby pit, but yeah, the rights, they're sort of, it's really hard to tell, but it looks like the swell has actually changed a lot today. It's really west, so it's actually hitting the reef straight on. Here's GT on a smaller ride. I think he needs to wait for the bigger sets, but GT's style is just get that first wave of the heat under the belt and just move on from there. You see him in this little gubby pit here, but yeah, so I think he wants more than that, but he's going to have to wait. Amaury just looking at that little left, opts not to go as it went really long. So see him paddling out to this next one. He's going to have a little look at this one, left or right, and he bars it as well. See the left then totally closed out. It was average, and then the right reeled, but didn't do much. So he's going to look at this again. Amaury, no. I think we'll see a lot of that in this heat from Amaury. He likes the left better than the right, so he's going to be sitting on those, and we'll see him, because they are closing out, it's going to be a hard choice for him to make if it's a touch-and-go wave and Tamega's got second priority.
PLC with the fans, and it's pretty cool to see the guys who just finished their heats, it takes them 5 minutes to, go 10 yards.
Yeah, wait till the sun comes up a little bit, and
more people.
It'll take him half an hour. It'll take him a whole heat to get there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, out on the water, Guilherme Tamega's first wave dropping at a 4.77. Amaury Lavernhe still waiting for his first wave. Amaury has priority out in the water. The priority system is in place. And right now it is Amaury Lavernhe with priority, still waiting for that first wave. 25-minute heats, 5 minutes have passed. If Guilherme knows that Amaury is going to be waiting for those left-handers, his preference, Guilherme could use that as a tactic as well.
Oh, huge. You can see Amaury sitting so far across on the reef because the lefts are closing out a bit more. So you'll see Tamega just sit in there and try and push him to go.
All right, we're going to push an ad right through here, so we'll be back right after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2012 Stealth Arica Chilean Challenge presented by BSC, and this is the last and final day of the event. Manny V here with Dave Winchester, giving you the live feed from the outskirts of Arica on Isla Alacran, Scorpion Island. Taking a look, Amaury Lavernhe.
Yeah, it's a tiny little wave, isn't it, this one? But he gets a nice clean flip off it, but...
Look at the water just surging.
See those rocks? If he rode a little bit further, he just would have been right on those. But, yeah, tiny little wave to start it off. But GT, I thought, wanted him to go that and did think he was going to do that on it. So you see GT just sort of pressuring him into that. But Amaury just committing and just said, I'll just do a big flip on this wave for you. You want me to go, I'll go.
Exactly. And look at the water. It's super shallow. It's just sucking off the rocks right there. These guys are, they're putting it on the line. I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah, those lefts get pretty shallow. And Amaury there, he's 26. He won in 2010 the world title, 75 kgs, and he's currently 11th on this year's tour. So he's looking for a really good result here, and saw him start off with a good wave to the heat then.
Well, he's been on a pretty awesome campaign from the get-go. He's been riding absolutely perfect up until this point. Guilherme Tamega, here we go.
Whoa, big invert off that end bowl. It's a sucky little wave today, isn't it?
Very interesting to see that these guys are hovering on the lefts as we look out. The rights are longer, but not as bowly as these.
Yeah, not as punchy. I almost thought he was going to go right on that, but the left just, must have shown him a nice bowl. It's a pretty big invert for such a small wave. He got thrown out, big landing, and I think that will probably be the best score, high-scoring wave of the heat so far. Amaury's first flip got a 5.33, so he's currently in first, but we're waiting on that second score for GT, so I'm sure he'll jump up into that top spot.
Today's first round heats, 25 minutes long. Top two waves will be scored. There is a 10-wave maximum, and only one rider will advance on to the quarterfinals. So, unfortunately, either it's Amaury Lavernhe or Guilherme Tamega who will not advance. Amaury Lavernhe.
He saw GT's there and he wanted to try and match it, so gone up.
GT's was a little higher, a little bit more extended compared to that one from Amaury Lavernhe.
Yeah, look at these guys. They're just getting really busy on these little lefts. GT again. Oh, a little four there. That was sick, wasn't it? For such a small wave.
It was actually in like 2 or 3 parts right there. He got the pop, pulled his board off the water, and spun around mid-flight. Unreal wave right there from Guilherme Tamega. Totally unexpected.
Yeah, it was. It's going to be a tough one for the judges to call that. I mean, a four is one of the hardest moves to do. We saw Amaury on this little left here just go up and try and pop a nice invert out of that little bowl, but wasn't nowhere near as solid as GT's first one. But yeah, can't wait to see this replay of this little forward air. It's such a small, look how small that takeoff is, and he just flies into it. He hits it perfectly though. He just comes up, pops out of it, kind of yanks the board off the lip, and just lands it smoothly. I mean, it's going to be a tough one for the judges. It was a really small wave. Amaury about to answer back. What's he got? Oh, that's a bit better. Bit bigger invert from Amaury there.
Totally went over past the 90-degree mark with that twist. Totally inverted that aerial maneuver, Amaury Lavernhe.
Yeah, that was like a super tweak one, wasn't it? GT got a 5.8 for his first invert and a 6.1 for the little forward air. So Amaury now needing a 6.57. Will he get it on this invert? It was pretty solid, and look how tweaked that thing is.
That was insane. Amaury Lavernhe lands perfectly. Look at that. Rides it out and ducks under the wave right there. Very interesting to see the tactics going down right now. There are some bigger waves out the back going right, but these guys are opting for these quick, punchier left-hand barrels that are just coming up onto the reef and doing these one-maneuver waves. But the one-maneuver waves are pretty big for the size of the wave.
Yeah, I know they are. It's really punchy, and as we see there, Amaury for his last invert got a 6.21. So, a 6.1. So he's in second place currently, and GT's in first in red on an 11.9.
All right, we do have Alex Leone downstairs with PLC, the winner of the first heat. Alex, where you at, brother?
Yeah, thanks, Manny. Down here with that heat winner, PLC, taking it out, mate, over Dallasinga. What an exchange of blows. It's like a boxing match.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes were pretty intense in the heat. was pretty slow at the beginning, but at the end we had a decent set, and we got one wave each, and I was just pretty lucky to get a decent score early in the heat, so I got the first place.
Yeah, I mean, what were you thinking when you saw Dallas's air reverse? Because I saw you looking, it looked like you could see it from behind.
Yeah, I fully could see it from behind. When he took off, I thought that maybe that wave was going to close out too much, but Dallas Singer knows how to do the air reverse so good, and he had a perfect timing and did a perfect clean air reverse, so he got the score, and I was in a very bad situation. He did a good score with 2 minutes remaining, and I was lucky. I was really, really lucky that I got it.
Yeah, you answered back. You got that barrel and then did a nice RS backflip off it, off the section. So.
Yeah, that way was very tricky. I took off and I was like, I saw the wave closing out, and I was like, oh, there's no way I'm gonna get out of the barrel. And when I did, the wave fully closed out. I knew I had to do a move to have the chance to get the score, and I went all in. I did a flip, and I made it. So super stoked.
Yeah, it looks tough conditions out there too. Doesn't look like many left-handers coming through. You were sitting on the rights at the start. Yeah. What's the conditions like? Tell everyone.
Well, actually, the definition on the right looks better, but I think you get the higher score on the left. So you just have to be patient. But if the right comes, then you have to take the opportunity.
All right. Well done, mate. I'm going to leave you to it. You're looking a bit cold there, so warm up for your next one.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to say I love you, baby, and to the next round. I want to say, je veux dire bonjour à tous les gars qui regardent aussi en France, et puis voilà, see you next round.
All right, that was PLC taking that one out. Back to you, Manny.
All right, we did see a couple wave exchange out the back, and here we go. Amaury Lavernhe on the inside left once again. Nice little clean barrel right there. Goes into an ARS right there. Amaury Lavernhe, nice piece of work.
Yeah, we saw a couple of bigger sets there, and they just look like they closed out the left, so they're opting for the smaller ones, and hopefully we can get a shot off this helicopter cam. It's gone back, it's reversing up to film Amaury, so hopefully we can get a shot at that. It looks pretty cool. I was checking that thing out yesterday.
Did you like touch it and feel the helicopter?
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's a pretty solid thing, but I saw some of the footage, and it just looks incredible, as good as it gets. So.
Well, whose camera is it? I mean, I haven't got the word on who it belongs to or whatever. But first, look at Guilherme Tamega. This is what was going down during the interview.
Yeah, this one came in. It actually looks like it was going to go good, but you see it's kind of bending out to sea and a bit gubby, that barrel, and it's not going to fall into his top two. But Amaury is still trailing in second. He still needs a 5.77. He got a 5.43 for that last wave, so it wasn't enough to jump GT into first. This is that little one he just got the 5.43 for. He gets a nice, clean little barrel.
Oh.
Nice, clean little barrel, and comes out with a little flip. But he's sort of on the shoulder there, so the judges were reluctant to give it to him.
Wow, the Brazilian support crew is whistling from the competitors' area for this reason right here. Guilherme Tamega on the outside for this set, but he opts to go up and over it. Not much there. You're right. The bigger ones are closing out on the left, but the rights seem to be streaking across the reef. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, that was an amazing right. Just then we saw come through. It just sort of bowled up, but yeah, it is 50-50. But yeah, just those big sets aren't really doing it on the left. So those guys, GT just waiting and not even catching a wave when that set rolled through. They just want the inside ones.
All right, here's what was going on when we were showing the replay. Amaury Lavernhe.
He just took off on that real little inside one and big extended invert there, and he needs a 5.77, so he just fell off the back of the wave there. But you saw how deep he was actually on that reef. He took that from the left shoulder. From where you take off on the shoulder of the left, he took off and went right on that little one. I mean, you could still see GT out the back, sitting there waiting on the peak. So, yeah, they're just sitting on this end bowl of the left and just trying to make do with it.
Guilherme Tamega in the red jersey taking a look at this, right or left. He's opting to look left, and here he goes, dropping in. Oh, pulls back on that. And you can see not much there for Guilherme. Situation right now with 10 minutes, 30 seconds remaining.
GT's in red is in first, and Amaury in second. He needs a 5.77. And if he made that invert on that little right, maybe, I'm not too sure, would have been close because it was better than his one on the left. But you can see them paddling over to here. It looks like Amaury's left's going to close out. And GT looks like he might have been paddling for that right, and he is. Look at this one. It looks like it's going to bowl up on the end, but just sort of goes big roll through the lip, and he's going to keep busy on this. He wants more. He wants to keep milking this thing, so I guess a little reverse on the end. He's going to try and get another roll in here. And he does, another big roll. So although they're a little bit fatter, those rights, you can sort of like get a good score on them.
It's going to be interesting to see what the judges are going to score that compared to what they've been giving for these quick little punchy lefts. Here's another look at Guilherme Tamega's wave. It looked like he's just getting as much speed as possible and then pulls into the barrel, but all of a sudden, boom, he punches through the lip with a roll, and he knows there's a lot more shoulder on this wave, so he gets around that section, throws in a reverse on the face, and he was able to manage to do one more maneuver at the end, and that was a roll. So a solid combination of maneuvers right there for Guilherme Tamega on that right-hander.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because the wave's a bit bigger, but probably 4 or 5 times as long as the left. The left is a punchy little one move, and GT's now got a really long paddle out. Amaury just sort of let that one go. It was a bit too long.
Oh, live action right here. Amaury Lavernhe. Nice, clean left, straight off the bottom. Big flip right there from Amaury Lavernhe. He's not done yet. There we go. Nice, clean maneuver, and he pulls off and right in front of the keyhole.
And be pretty happy with that one because GT actually got a 6.23 for that right-hander, sort of up the ante a little bit, and now Amaury's just scooped into this left. He's needing a 6.21, and he's just done a big clean flip out of there, stalled it up, and just got a nice clean roll off this. So he'd say that should be a 6.21 or better.
For sure.
So it's probably the biggest flip we've seen the whole heat. So
8 minutes remaining. Guilherme Tamega is one of those guys that can come back in the last few seconds of any heat and get the scores that he needs. So it's going to be interesting to see as the time winds down. But Amaury Lavernhe, that last wave was solid. Still waiting for the scores to drop on that.
Yeah, the hard thing about going those rights is GT's been paddling for ages, you know, so long. And Amaury's score has come in. That's a 6.83, so he's jumped into first. Tamega now needs a 6.74. So with 7 minutes remaining, there we go. There's your leaders. Amaury.
Man, this is one of the toughest heats probably of the event so far. Amaury Lavernhe and Guilherme Tamega, both former world champions, and going head to head. It's pretty much an exchange after each wave.
Yeah, it's been pretty crazy because they've both stayed in the 6 range. They've both got 2 6s each, so the only difference is Amaury's got the .83 really. So, I mean, GT, you can't count him out. I'm not too sure who's got priority. It looks like Amaury might have it because it just took GT so long to get out. He's all the way at the end of that reef. So, look, he's looking at this one. Yeah, he's going to go. He's committed. So he's going. He's looking like a pretty long one. So he would have lost priority there. But GT's out there at the back on the right. But he really wants to go to the left, I think, to stop Amaury from getting it. But Amaury's so far over on the shoulder. And he's just taking this. Will this one bowl up for him? No, he just had a look at the rocks there and saw, can I do a flip out of this or not? And he opted for no.
No, if he did, he would have been on dry reef, that's for sure. So Amaury Lavernhe playing the cautious card right there on that last wave right there. Whew. Thank you all tuning in once again to the Stealth Arica Chilean Challenge presented by BSC.
6 minutes to go. GT needs a 6.74. I mean, that's easy for this guy. He does it all the time.
You got to admit, you need a little bit of luck and Mother Nature to be on your side if you're in a situation like this, because the way the water can absolutely go flat, no waves can come through. But if you're out there needing a high-scoring wave, there's a bit of luck.
Yeah, you definitely. Well, yeah, you need the wave to come in. So if a wave comes in, you get the chance, and so there is definitely a little bit of luck in it. But as we saw, Pierre, I mean, the wave came in, but he rode it better than you thought he even could have. So he got the score in the last minute. So I mean, when you look at that, you got to have the skill to be able to pull that score out of a wave.
Yeah, I think we're at that round number 6, and probably the previous round too, where all the riders are capable of getting the scores that they need, given the chance. So
here we go, Dave Hubb in the next heat coming up against Andy Lester. So we've seen Dave Hubb. He's been doing some big airs this whole contest. So I'm sure he'll be going for it this heat. And Andy Lester's just been incredible. Just in the barrel, flipping out, doing whatever. So, yeah, this will be another great heat to watch.
How's his hairdo? He's pulled it all up. It looks like a little camera on top.
It's like a GoPro.
Guilherme Tamega slides under the pocket, gets some barrel time. Textbook Guilherme roll right there. And another one on the inside. Guilherme answering back. Is that a 6.74 score that he was looking for? Woo, I'm going to say yeah.
I'd have to say yes. That's his best wave he's got the whole heat. So he's already had a 6.23. You saw him just scooping under it pretty late and just bowled up really nice. His first roll, he just climbs the wall and hits it so clean. It's just like a corkscrew, and that's what the judges like to see. And then he stalled it up again. He got another pretty clean one. So, yeah, I dare say that will Amaury got a 6.83 for his flip and the roll, but GT's score has come in as 7.43, the best scoring wave of the heat.
Another situation change, wave after wave, knocking each other out of that first place spot. Now it's up to Amaury Lavernhe. He's in search of a 6.84.
So he needs another flip to roll like that other one on the bit bigger wave to advance, something like that or better.
Amaury Lavernhe has to be a little cautious on his wave count as well. There is a maximum allotted amount of waves that are allowed in this heat as well. So
he's got one, two. Oh. He's got one left. 3.5 minutes to go, and he is actually looking at this one.
Oh,
Moz,
wow.
This is last effort. Looking like a good one. He's going to have to go fast here.
Can he come out of that? Can he punch out?
Oh, he does.
Oh, he's doing everything in his power to punch through that wave right there. Guilherme Tamega out the back.
GT's going to look for something big here, I think. No, he pulls through. But, yeah, Amaury on his last wave. I'm not even sure if he knows that because there's still 3 minutes to go. And
whoa, watch out. Amaury, there's a seal.
GT, right next to GT.
Oh,
a seal.
that's GT.
So it's going to be interesting to see what Amaury gets. That was a pretty deep little barrel there, and it's going to be close.
12 wave. 10 wave or 12 wave in this one? 12. All right, Winnie, we just got confirmation from the tour manager, Terry McKenna, and we stand corrected. It is not a 10-wave maximum in this 25-minute heat. It is, in fact, 12-wave maximum. But still, Amaury Lavernhe has to be cautious. He's only got 2 more waves remaining in his wave count.
Only 2.5 minutes to go, so we're still waiting on that score of Amaury. You just saw him then. It was a long, deep little barrel, so... Oh, he got another inside one. We actually missed that one. He does big flip, but he just doesn't hold. He just doesn't stick it. So he would only have 1 wave left.
That was actually the live view right there from Amaury Lavernhe, who just got that wave and unfortunately wasn't able to pull off that maneuver.
The scores come in from Amaury, and it isn't enough. He got a flat 6 for that barrel, so back to the drawing board. Needs a 6.84 with a minute and a half to go. He's still paddling out in the channel here. We saw that little replay. I wonder if this would have been enough. It had a good little section, but it's uncharacteristic for Amaury. He usually just stomps those things. They're like a walk in the park for him.
I wonder if he was a little nervous about pulling that thing around, knowing that he was that close into the reef.
Yeah, you saw just before he hit it, he had a look at the rocks. Here's that replay of that barrel. He just gets onto it, and it's a pretty deep little barrel.
Oh, look how...
He goes pretty pinchy, comes over that little shocky. His head hits the lip, back in there, and he just rides out of that.
How do you maintain your rail and that forward momentum in that position?
Yeah, well, you just gotta push, and you saw Amaury then just using his strength just to push through. So GT scooping into a nice left barrel, very clean. Right. He's going to get a big roll out of that, heavy landing, and can he push out on this onto the rocks?
Oh.
He's just sort of be disappointed with that. I think that would have probably been the sealer, and only 40 seconds left though. You see him, GT there. Look at him. He's really close to the rocks there. It was the cleanest barrel we'd seen the whole heat out the back. Sort of a bigger, nice barrel. He just goes straight through, and then he hits this roll. It's a pretty heavy section to hit. Watch how hard he lands. Boom.
Oh.
He just kind of gets buckled there on the landing and doesn't really ride out of it. But there is about 13 seconds to go. And there is a wave coming out the back for Amaury Lavernhe.
Oh, he's got time.
6 seconds.
Oh.
He has to go the first one of the set. 5, 4, 3.
Oh, no. He's
It's
got to
on the buzzer.
This wave will be scored.
I'd say so, and looks like it's a pretty sick one. So big flip.
Oh.
I don't know if it's going to be enough.